Shalom, Hebrew. Absolutely.
Who is it?
Shalom, Hebrew. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And is run today by Commanding General YAHANNA, the man with the rank and the authority to be the leader of the nation of Israel. At this time, want to say under Christ. Want to say Yahweh Basham Yahweh Barakatam to my brothers, Yahweh Shamari Latan Basham Yahweh to my sisters. Ancient Hebrew, wishing you well. All right, this evening now we'll go into the Most High's loving, it's a commandment to love the Most High. It's a commandment to love God. One nation is commanded to love God, and that's us. If we don't love God, we don't prosper. You know, one good thing about traveling, when I was young, I used to love to travel. But since being in UPK, coming back home in the truth, traveling has shown me, has proven to me that we, as a people, we are treated different, even by God. Meaning, the things that we are commanded to do, if we don't do them, the curses will take us. They travel from one end of the island to the next. From, we call what that side again?
Yes.
Negril Point to the next end, Moran Point. They travel right across. Not to mention in the cities. They travel in the city. We have the majority of our people. And trust me, you see the curses. And why is it so? Because we are commanded to love God and we are not loving God. Who love talks and love God like a black man? Every man they ask you love God? What them say? They're not telling no. And really and truly, you know, they want to love God. But it's like, tell me something that you eat that is unpleasant at first, but you in the end you like it. All right, I'll give you a good example. It's like wash out. you know, they take a wash out, bitter to the mouth, but when the process is complete, you feel good. But we know, you ask a man, you love God? Yes, man, but he don't want to go through that first process so that he can get the good feeling in the end. And the first process that we need to go through is to give up eating the pork, the crab, the shrimp, the lobsters, give up sleeping with our brother's wife, give up stealing, give up, you name it, all the things that are, give up breaking the laws. But I like to pinpoint the things that we are doing in our lives. Tell me some of the things that we're doing. Sleeping with a brother wife, envying our brother, homosexuality, lesbianism. We don't want to give up those things. But yet we say, yes, man, we love God. And the first thing is, like a Christian, the Lord knows my heart. He will understand. And I've been searching the Bible from cover to cover and I can't find that part. That says, okay, my people, I know your heart and I will understand. No such thing. Hypocrisy. And to prove that, let's go to Deuteronomy 11, verse 1. John Bible again. Oh. My childhood friend swear that him going blind. Huh? All right, Deuteronomy 11 and verse 1. Who read it for me? All right, I'll start with it. I can pick up. Therefore, thou shalt love the Lord thy God and keep his charge and his statutes and his judgment and his commandments always. I like to talk about a little part of our history. Remember Dudus? Remember Dudus around Tivoli? What people do when Dudus are Tivoli? When Dudus say, all children must be off the road by, all school people must be off the road by 6 o'clock. What happened? All of them come off the road because why? Because them fear Dudus. And a child don't want to be found on the road after 6 o'clock without a good explanation. Dudu, come on. Dudu say, all children have all school picnic off the road by 6 o'clock. They must be home doing the homework. Or gone to your bed for go school the next day. Yeah, man. And guess what? They fear Dudus more than the Most High. Because the Most High says, don't eat pork, don't eat crab, shell food, eat according to my laws in Leviticus 11, and I will bless you as a people. But nah, I'm too sweet, don't. I'm bacon, and stew pork, and rack, and trotters. All right, don't ask me how I know that, how I know the names. Not to, when a person get that money, you know, they give a man on 10 grand and say, happy birthday, what do you think you want to do? All right, man would have food and liquor, but you give a lady a 10 grand and say, happy birthday, what you going to do? Sierra nails. I'm going to have lobster. Child, roll up the mouth now and it's lobster. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That's how it is. You start have money, you want to do the things what God said don't do. Right. But the Dan man era Jamaica now, we rate the Dan them. Why? We fear the Dan them. Use the word fear because God said fear him. And why we should fear him? Because of the things he will do to you. Just like when my boss will ask now when I get up. Some of us escape the ghetto, but the ghetto no escape we. Right, you escape the ghetto, but the ghetto don't escape us. Meaning, we're not in the squalor, we're not in that kind of poverty. But when it comes to how we deal with our family, our, you know, to pass on to generation, you have wealth, you know. But it always a pass in our picnic hand becomes squandered. Why? Because the Most High not allowing you to pass it on because he want to punish you. Yep. That's how it goes. And another way try and punish you. You will break the line now. And you have a child and the child dead. Either from in the womb or in born that don't grow come see adult. And you say, why Lord, why? My child is innocent. But it's because they're not hearing what the Most High say. If you were hearing what the Most High say, you would have heard when he said he passed on the sins of the first down to the what? Third and fourth generation. The sins of the parents down to the third and fourth generation. So you still live a sinful life and think your child innocent. Your child come pay for some things when don't know where to pay for. You ever see some man pay some bill? You got one party and you tell the bartender, say, give them 2 man or 2 juice to me. And turn your back. And the bartender, when they go back for pay the bill, the bartender say, your bill is XYZ.
Those are same one that about the same thing. You know, we can
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And then you say, I didn't couldn't drink about something. So guess what now? You pay for some things that you know not. Same way with God. You go through some hardship in life. You're paying for some things that you don't know where you pay for. And the first thing we stupidly saying, then after I know me, them from a generation before me, them wicked. After I know me wicked. So I can't me pay for it. No. He visit the sin of the parents and on to the third and fourth generation. When we ended up in slavery, I know so much because we the Lord did already break friend of Jerusalem and kill Christ. And check how many years after that we end up in slavery.
Black man
Do what?
kill Christ.
Black man gave him away. The Israelites gave him away.
Black man killed him.
I did when they drive the nail in a man. The Romans. But they wanted him just the same because they were hunting him. Yes. So where that's a black man kill dodos? Well, dodos not dead. A black man give a dodos?
Most of yeah.
Alright, but they didn't want him though?
Yes, they want.
Okay. Okay. That's the same thing with well, when I put the two of them together still. But believe it or not, it's a bit similar.
Similar situation.
It's a bit similar because you're in a situation where the white man wants you. You are wanted. And once they get the impression that you are within a certain era, they terrorize that era. If they want you that bad. If you remember the situation, they have to drive like Miss Daisy. Right? With a pastor. Right? So this is just like Christ. Christ was in the garden praying. Yes, Judas betrayed him, but Judas betrayed him to somebody who wanted him. So don't bother feel that the burden is on Judas wholly and solely. The Romans wanted him. He was a wanted man. And why he become wanted? I don't know. Maybe because the Romans feel threatened, but they smartly didn't put it out. They pressure the templemen. Templemen have to turn him over. Yeah. One way or another. So they gave up Christ hoping that they would hold on to the reign that they had. But little did they know that the Most High have another plan for them. It would be better if you had hide Christ and you die with him. Understand? Maybe they would have saved the kingdom. But it was foretold that he was to die. He himself said, atrocity must come, but woe be unto the man who bring it. Yes, that's what he said. All right, Deuteronomy 11 and 2. We want to finish all of it now. And know ye this day. You can pick up.
Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 2. And know ye this day, for I speak not with your children which have not known, and which have not seen the chastisement of the Lord your God, his greatness, his mighty hand, and his stretched out arm, and his miracles and his acts, which he did in the midst of Egypt unto Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and unto all his land.
So, who was Moses speaking to? Those who witnessed what happened from Egypt, come through the 40 years, and now ready to go into the land, to possess the promised land. So they saw it all. Just like how most of us know, you witness COVID. The Most High spare us. We're going to witness more until the day when he comes and redeem the nation. As a matter of fact, he's going to chastise us real good before the redemption come. But when you look at it, it's not taking a long time to chastise people, For the most part, to chastise people, How long I can go without food? Maybe a day. If you're not fast, you can fast it probably 7 days, or even more. But you're not on a fast. You just can't get no food. How you're going to manage? You see? So nobody think the most I need 10 years to chastise us to redeem the rest of us. Don't need that much. 1 year. Right? 1 year and he's good enough. So, verse what now?
Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Verse 4 is already into verse 3. Verse 3 only to verse 4.
All right, verse 4. What's it? Read back 3, go again.
Deuteronomy 11, verse 3, and his miracles and his acts, which he did in the midst of Egypt, unto Pharaoh the king of Egypt, and unto all his land, and what he did unto the army of Egypt, unto their horses and to their chariots, how he made the water of the Red Sea to overflow them as they pursued after you, and how the Lord hath destroyed them unto this day, and what he did unto you in the wilderness, until ye came into this place, and what he did unto Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, the son of Reuben, how the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession, in the midst of all Israel.
Right.
But your eyes have seen all the great acts of the Lord which he did.
All right. So here now Moses is reminding the people, and guess what? It's the same one, Yeah, man. The same spirit that is in the body here that you are sitting down with is the same spirit that was facing Moses. History repeating itself all over. Nothing new on the face of the earth. So say the Lord, meaning what? You have been here before, and we're going to witness Egypt all over again, as the scripture says. But your oppressor hid that part of the prophecy to let you know that you're going back to Egypt again. So that when that time comes, as it is, then he can hide you from yourself. Well, guess what? So far he has been successful. Yep. Because most of us still now think that pork is a household item, not knowing that we were killed, maimed, hanged, tongue sliced out just to taste a piece of pork. You doubt me? Go and read Book of Maccabees, what they did to the 7 brothers. And those are the ones who made it to the records. There must have been others, because you were forced to sacrifice a pig. Now you do it on your own. They don't have to tell you. They say, this is the thing I can't understand, When I ask a man, eat pork, what him say? What a man loves when he asks me to eat pork. And what else? And the nicest meat. And if you not eat it, what happen? All right. And not knowing that this show of love for the meat comes from as far back as the Grecian captivity, where they used to kill us for eating pork. Just like, if you're in a strong labor right here, and some PNP pass through and say, what you say? I want to stick you at gunpoint. They say, what I say, man? I power we say, because you stick up at gunpoint. That's how we get to eat pork, Yeah. Yeah. I'm poor with PNP. Yeah. So which either party go and stick up the other and say, what you say? He's now in the party that the gunman is in. Don't. Well, no, though, many of us died saying we're not eating the pork, right? Which was righteous. But today you make the choice without anybody holding the gun at your head. All right, so Moses reminding us of the things you have been through in the wilderness. Hey, we don't have much memories still, 9-day wonder, man. And always to the, I tell you, your oppressor study, man. And just like a Christian, they come to you, let bygones be bygones, man. New day. It's just a new page. Forget about the past, man. What you're doing now is turning over a new leaf for a new can. New can. Forget about that old can, man. A new one coming. Continue.
Verse 8. Therefore shall ye keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong, and go in and possess the land, whither ye go to possess it.
All right. Now, tell me of another nation that has land tied with a commandment. You're given the land, you're given commandment by a supreme, some being more supreme than you, and telling you that you should keep these laws in order to keep this land. It was only done to the children of Israel. And we believe that, just like in Jamaica, here, hurricane coming and hear a lot of people say, well, God love this place, man. He's not send hurricane come and show. Yeah. But let me tell you, the Most High don't send the hurricane because he's protecting the few that he has, who remembers him, who can't take the hurricane yet. But then anytime they get strong enough to take the hurricane, they're going to get the hurricane. All right. Verse 9.
Deuteronomy 11, verse 9. And that ye may prolong your days in the land, which the Lord sware unto your fathers, to give unto them and to their seed, a land that floweth with milk and honey. For the land whither thou goest in to possess it is not as the land of Egypt, from whence he came out, where thou sowest thy seed and waterest it with thy foot, as a garden of herbs. But the land whither ye go to possess it is a land of hills and valleys, and drinketh water of the rain of heaven.
Right. So this land is no water. The Most High water, they can't put irrigation in. They can't put irrigation on hillside. You have to depend on the rain. That's the promised land. That's why I'm saying you don't water it with the foot. You know, when you remember waterman in Cane Peace, and them water this amount of rows, he use the mud on him, and he use him barefoot and him make the clay part, so that the water divert this way. That was how it was in Egypt. But here now, Moses is explaining that the land you're going in to possess is not like this one that you had in Egypt. It's not you watering it, it's the Most High. Continue.
Verse 12. A land which the Lord thy God careth for. The eyes of the Lord thy God are always upon it, from the beginning of the year even unto the end of the year. And it came to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love the Lord your God, and to serve him with all your heart, and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in his due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and the oil.
Now, funny enough, this little land here called Jamaica, majority of the farmlands is watered the same way, by rain. Because anytime there is a drought, you have the irrigation system, you know, the farms like Rhinesboro and places, you have the irrigation water run same way, you know. But yet still the drought affect 3/4 of the crop production. So it's the same way that the Most High water the land. So we're getting rain now, October rains. And for the past, what, 3-4 years, October rains has come as return. Remember there was a time when this time you had a little drought. Yeah, man. Not to say that you're not still wicked, but at least UPK is in Jamaica since and trying and waking up the Most High's people. So you're getting the good news. Once you get in the good news, the Most High begins to shine the light on you. It doesn't matter of time before the other side. You remember when I drive through downtown and we look and we said, Jesus, God knows how black people live here. So. Yeah, man. In a short order, you'll be driving through some place and I said, Jesus, man, I know it's white people, I know it's Indian, I know it's some other heathen nation live in this place. He's going to turn it around. That's what he always do. Israel don't want to serve him and turn him back. Israel serve him, he smiles at Israel. But this time, no back will return to Israel again. That's his promise. Because he's going to treat those oppressors so bad, you're not going to run back to them. What are you going back for? Go and mash them up. You're not going to have anything to entice you. Continue reading.
Verse 15. And I will send grass in thy fields for thy cattle, that thou mayest eat and be full. Take heed to yourselves, that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods, and worship them. And then the Lord's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up the heaven, that there be no rain, and that the land yield not her fruit, and lest ye perish quickly off the good land which the Lord giveth you.
All right. Well, verse what that?
That's verse 17.
All right. So I don't think we need to get into what happened if we did perish off the land. It's 2,000 years now. No, not so long. 1,000 of years since it's not empty. It's 1,000 of years since we have perished off the land. The land is still there, isn't it? Just waiting on the rainfall and the people to come back. Continue reading.
Verse 18. Therefore shall you lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes.
All right. What would you know the hat that you wear? Sometimes on site, electricians love to wear it, and they have the light in there. So wherever the head turns, the light goes. This is what he's telling you to do with the commandments, you know. Let the commandment be your guiding light. Right? So whatever you turn to do, the commandment guides you. You look over the fence and you see one nice looking girl, how the commandment would guide you now? You first would have to check if she's married. But nowadays, you first would have to check if it's really a woman.
boy.
I have to really check because I remember I saw one day, and until this day I can't tell if it's a man or a woman. I stand up and I look. All I know is that his skin is without blemish. The skin is without blemish, and the nails well done. But I don't know if it's a male or female. So the first thing you will do is check if it's a man or a woman. If it's a woman, then you proceed. Find out if she's married. And Issa trick you again now. Because she might have a boyfriend. And she's going to tell her, no, sir. See? And what happened? You go start dealing with her. And what happened? You commit adultery. Because she's telling you that she's not married, but Issa trick you. Issa tell you that marriage is going before the pastor having that wedding ceremony and thing. This is why we tell you in the UPK that sex is marriage. Not saying that you should go and take a woman and have sex with her so that you're married. But saying sex is marriage means the woman you're having sex with, you are married to her. That's what it means. So don't believe that you'll sleep with her and because you don't put on Issa a ring, she ain't your wife. She is. Don't when she go and she have a next person, you say she give your body. Don't. Yeah, so if sex is not marriage, then she not give your body then. That's all. Yeah, man.
We're not classified as bonus.
What you call it?
She cheat, but you wouldn't say bonus.
They're cheating, they call bone, man.
Yeah, I understand, but based on what I said, I just want that's about the real life, something inside yourself.
That is him just trying to satisfy. Look, you have to try keep your sanity, you know.
Yeah.
So when you look at your sister, you have done so much for this woman and she go have a next man. Then you have to satisfy yourself in order to keep your sanity. So I say, I hear me. And I don't finish I use, you know, I fear I won't. That is just you satisfying yourself. But when you do it, you know, she don't satisfy herself that way.
Yeah, but
and stamp out to outside.
Kill woman thing, self burn down house.
Right, so in order to prevent himself from doing that, he tell himself, fear I wouldn't. But there's nowhere in the Bible that tell you that it's hers. And if you don't know, go and read what 2 Corinthians again. The man have not power over his body, but the woman, and the woman don't have power over her body, but the man. That's how Paul put marriage in the New Testament. So you talk about say her nookie is here, and your candy bar is for you. It's not so good. You twine together, your candy bar belong to she, and her box is for your gift to wrap in only. Right? So don't fool yourself. And this is how we get back on track. Stop listening to Esau and start listening to the Most High. Everything we need is right there in the Bible. Esau screwed up our mind with the interpretations. It's just like a lawyer will tell you. The law is not necessarily clear-cut, it's how you interpret it. That's why the man with the whole of money can go before the judge and get away with things, Because the law is how you interpret it. Not so with the Most High law. Whether you're rich or you're poor, the interpretation is the same. I don't talk about
Deuteronomy 11 and verse 19. And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them, when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way.
How many times have we read this so far? How many times have we read this so far? that you shall teach them to your children. Umpteen times. Here is it again. You shall teach it to your children.
And when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down and when thou risest up, and thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children, the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of heaven upon the earth. Verse 22.
As the days of what?
As the days of heaven upon the earth.
Okay. So the Most High show us how we can experience whatever. The white man experiences through the sword. Go and take what other people have. We experience in heaven upon earth is in keeping the Most High's commandment. Maybe it looks too simple, but people don't believe it. This man said, brother, them curses kind of lift up from we. You really believe that? You need to take a walk in our ghettos. You need to take a walk through our ghettos here, Judah. Curses every, and I understand what you're trying to say still. Curses every now and then in Eden. But it's like this. You're in a prison. The time comes for your freedom. They give you your papers and they do one. They open the gate. They don't push you out, you know. They open the gate and then they do one. The gate is open for us. But just like how you catch a pigeon, clip him wing, and keep him, when that wing grow, when those feathers grow back, what happens? You know I'm flying. Yeah, so we're trying to get our people to understand that, yeah, you need to do this in order to walk through the gate of freedom now. You don't just get up and say, curses lift on it heavy on them nation. It's not the first curses touch them other nation in order to free us. And we go right back into it. Different thing this time. All right, continue.
Verse 22. For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments which I command you to do them, to love the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, and to cleave unto him, then will the Lord drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourselves.
Guess what? Being that we are in Egypt now, we know the same thing applies. Look at any nation now. They are greater and mightier than us. Don't. We don't even have an army. Castro tried to have an army. We don't know what is after the Cuban army now. They do a lot of liberation across the earth, helping other people. Chavez tried it in Venezuela. The bottom line, what I'm trying to say is Israel don't have an army. And you're putting together two soldiers now. You can't match the heathens' army. So in the Most I say you'll be possessing nations greater than yourself. All of them greater than me now. But the Most High's plan for you is that you are going to possess them. Understand? All right. Continue.
Verse 24. Every place whereon the soles of your feet shall tread shall be yours, from the wilderness and Lebanon, from the river Euphrates, even unto the uttermost part, even unto the uttermost sea shall your coast be. There shall no man be able to stand before you, for the Lord your God shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that he shall tread upon, as he hath said unto you.
So can you imagine? To accomplish all that, all you need to do is don't have another God before him. How do you not have another God before? Idolatry is easy. That's why when him say, put those, let the commandments be as frontlets between your eyes. All right, look at this. Dig this. You have a $10 million work to do, right? To get, actually. But in order to get that work, the person giving the work now invited to a party. They are at a table talking. The rate is still, big you up and all that, and the arm come. Now you have a choice between eating a piece of ham and letting $10 million slide. Yeah, I can hear all of you from now. Yes, man, I have a piece of ham. Yeah, man, I know we can read mine. Yeah, man, because look and say, we can go wash out my mouth, we can go beg for forgiveness, we can go this, we can go that. And you're looking at the 10 million. But guess what? You might eat the ham, and get the 10 million. But that 10 million will come be the worst thing you get. Let the 10 million slide. A $20 million car and $20 million work on the corner waiting for you. Right? That's what it means that let it be the frontlets. Because you refusing to eat that piece of ham, what would cause you to refuse to eat it?
The dirty laws that.
Exactly. You remembering the Most High's laws is going to let you not eat it. So that is how you let his laws be your frontlet between your eyes. Right? You see your neighbor wife who you look upon so long. Lord of mercy, and every time you look over the fence, she in our shorts. And one day you get the opportunity. And she said to you, say, yes, man, him out of town. Him not have to know. And you say, yes, him don't have to know. And you go over there. You're breaking the Most High's laws. But the man who was able to restrain as Joseph did, and remember, Joseph wasn't given the laws in a covenant like we were given it. He knew the laws, but he wasn't given it in a covenant. Then you decide, let's say you now decide, no, I'm not doing it. What is it that would have stopped you from getting the thing that you have been craving for across the fence? Yeah. When you show the restraint and say, no, not because he's out of town, then I'll go over there.
Because you would have been obedient to the law.
Being obedient to the law. So that is how the laws be frontlets between your eyes. It's the guiding light to your actions. Now, in the time of Christ, they were doing things like writing it on some paper and put it in some little box and tie it around the head. Just like we have the war scarf tie here, we'll have this little box at the front here. So, yeah, man. But that's not what it means. Let the laws guide your action. Many times I pass juicy boy and now eat a patty. But then remember them disclaimer say the product may be contaminated by traces of shell food. And shell food is unlawful. And then you say, why am I hungry now, but I'm going to have to pass. You get me? That is you making the Most High's laws being as frontlets between your eyes. Right? Give me one more example now. Mm-hmm.
Loving the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. So, for example, not going after those other nations or serving their gods, being
All right. Now watch this. The Most High says, have no other God before me. The organization of Christianity is strong and powerful. And it pulls people. And you have some good friends that are in there. But you're not going. Because they are worshiping Caesar Borgia. And they are worshiping your oppressor. So you not going and you coming to the truth. That is you making the Most High's laws as frontlets between your eyes. Just coming into the truth. And staying. Because many come and they go right back in the church. The same way you would take out a pig out the mud, bathe him off, put him in nice jacket with white collar, and you just let him go. Straight back in the mud. So you have to be making, this is all, look how long, from the time of the wilderness, before we even go into the land. They say, make the laws guide your action. King Solomon didn't. King David did. He fell several times, but he came up, he rose again. Huh? King Solomon with his many strange wives, believing that it is more diplomatic to marry into a nation than to follow the Most High's laws. Because all these nations that he married into, it was for power. You're married to the daughter of XYZ kingdom. At least you know that that kingdom, they won't plot against you. Eh? But the Most High said, don't do that. Don't take unto yourselves, don't take unto your sons the daughters of the other nation. So which one supersede the other? Diplomacy or the Most High's laws? The Most High's law have to know that will be you making it be as frontlet between your eyes. That's why I say put it on a doorpost, put it on your window or something like so. So that's what. You come as you come in your house, your seat, you leave in your seat. You're going on the road, it's the Most High's laws that is going to guide my action out there today. That is what he wants to see. So regardless of him putting the curses on the other nations, if you don't make his laws be your frontlets, you're going to end up back under them other nation. Because the first thing, you ain't got to know that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. And this is one thing, UPK, we use a drill, a auger. In everybody brain who come in the UPK and drill a hole and stuff that bug in there. The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. And seal up back that hole. So that's when time we let you go now. Your eyes then just flick. The white man is the devil. I said, Hold on, the road mash up. Our cause that because the white man is the devil. That's why the road mash up. You know, there was a shooting down the road. 2 black men killed them one another boy because the white man is the devil. Why that happened? You get me? And it is so because no guns is made in Jamaica. They used to illegally make some bullet. You don't hear about it again. Yeah? You didn't hear about it? Yeah, man, that's why they did stop. You remember the copper 1 cent?
Copper.
I remember the alloy $1 they look like copper. First one. That copper $1 they used to buy them for $5. So people used to collect them and go sell them to them for $5 one. So if you have $100, you collect $500. Not knowing that you're making a shot that might come kill you, same one. Anyway, that is not a part of our history right now. But it is coming in. Why is it coming in? Because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. That is what we drill in each person in Jamaica. Christ died. Why did Christ die? Because the white man is the devil. That's why Christ died. That's why Judah went and betrayed Christ. To appease. They think that they could appease themselves with the white man. But they couldn't. Because after Christ died, what happened? The Roman army invaded Jerusalem. And then our perils began. And it began because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. You understand? So there is nothing that happened to you today that it is your fault. It happens because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. The prison houses that you have out here that our brothers are in, the first set of prison houses, you know, they were first slave houses, you know. They're old in places, Spanish Town, GP, I don't know which other one. They were old in places for slaves. And now there are 2 major prisons. They have built prisons since, but those 2, with them brick thing there, brick structures, they were first holding places for slaves. And that is so because the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. The brother in the ghetto, in the squalor and everything, the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Michael Manley just come and say, he's a white man, you know. But him say, you're giving the people 1 slice of the pie. You can still give them 2 slices and you're still all right. But no, CIA had to come out here and teach how to kill each other, disturb our political stability, because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. And you have to see him for who he is, or him just for black bygones big guy. We're turning a new page now. New page, CMF free. Well, yeah, I not forget about slavery now, because more no office treat them when we're not slave, when they're in slavery. So I won't be forgetting. Because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Continue reading.
Verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day. And a curse if ye will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
Read that part again.
From verse 26.
The part that is the blessing and the curse.
A blessing.
No, yes, 26. Read from 26.
Behold, verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day.
A blessing if what?
If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
So if we need to be blessed, we have to do what?
Be obedient to the commandments.
All right, have a good business plan and go to the bank. Or should we write a good business plan and go to the bank? We're not wired like them other nations. We are not wired like the other nations. That's what they do. They write a good business plan, go to the bank, and they get some success. You write a good business plan and go to the bank. Somebody in the bank going to steal it.
That's what the Knoxford Express.
Many have it up north here in Jamaica.
The Knoxford Express say, no.
It's not here, sir. And when you go in with the business plan, they take it and give you the impression like they're, processing things for you.
Yes.
And then it ends up nowhere, get anything from them, and they get frustrated and they just go bottom.
All right. On Blackwatch, Commanding General bring out one the other day with McDonald's. McDonald's take on black investors in. You as a black man, you have the money and you want to get a McDonald's franchise. You can, but you're a McDonald's, don't know. McDonald's put you in the communities where them know say you're not going to have no growth. And you ain't going to make any money. In other words, they're not going to take you as a black investor and put you in a white neighborhood. But if a black neighborhood has a good future, they will put a white investor in there. Still not give it to the white man. So they have a class action suit now against them from the black investors who have lost money over the years because they realize 10, 15, 20 years after. But we don't need 10, 15, 20 years to see, to experience what they experience. Coming to the truth. And from day one, you're going to know the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. So you're not going to put your money in his investment. If you're going to buy something from him, fine, go and buy it. Don't take his counsel. His counsel has never... Housing, look in America, the housing. That was one of his counsel, housing project. And what happened to the housing project? They became what? What they call it in America? Projects. And what we call them out here? Ghetto. Can't take no counsel from the white man. His counsel has never, ever, ever done good to you. That's why the Most High said, come out from amongst them. You already have the laws that is going to make you wise. Follow them. Just stop eating this, just stop doing this, just stop doing that. Meaning you're going to follow the laws, you're going to live by them. And, by the way, you know that the thing here we use, the face mask, you know it in the Bible? Yes, for leprosy. One of the laws for leprosy, the leprous was wear that face mask. And that's the thing that they're telling you now to make you able to go out and COVID don't overthrow you, don't. Yes, so we have the wisdom. But we look on the white man's stolen inventions. Just like when we first to go to America, what catch your eyes? The road, the pretty buildings, the bright light.
Yeah, but the pretty buildings are all like Jew them, they are pretty buildings.
Well, another one. That's what I said. When we go and travel to America, we look at the nice, beautiful place, don't?
Yeah.
And then we say, wow, I want to be in this place, don't? How much of us go there, these things catch our eyes, and we get to be a part of the success? None. You see the big, pretty, the building them with the pretty lights, you're lucky if you get to.
Yeah, close them.
You're lucky if you get to walk by the front.
Right. You have a Jew town. Jew them have been one town, they have everything. You have a like, what would I call scheme? Like them buy some old building, build it up, and they call it Avenue J. The avenue is very really big now. A Jew, there's a Jew.
Joe Avenue.
Jew Avenue, that's how it is. So they just spell it out as Avenue J.
So whose laws you think they're living by?
White man law.
Which white man law? For your law?
Our laws.
Is our laws they're living by? Huh? The separation. Yeah? And they don't charge interest to their people. Their people go to the bank and get loan and they don't pay interest on it.
They pay tax on it.
Well, that part is skullduggery. But the parts that where our laws say these things, that they follow, and so it made them rich. Now, if it's given to you and you should do it, imagine what these laws would have been doing for you. Understand? So he show you all these pretty things, and it catches your eyes, and you go over on his side, only to find out that you can't partake in any of the pretty things that you saw. You say, oh, billing them on, billing like that, I'm gonna work my ass off. And you work and you work and you work until then they say retirement time, because the system spit you out by a certain age. And then they look at the money and say, gee, I can't even buy the light that is on the building. I can't even put the pretty light on my shack. You understand me?
Okay.
Because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. That's why these things happen. Look at all the wealth in the world that was built from our backs. Where you get from it? The out here you get like a free healthcare. Look at what you have to go through to get it.
I'm not considered free.
Hmm?
I'm not considered free because somebody has to pay for it.
It's free to, if you go and you get it, it's free to you, regardless who pays for it. As a matter of fact, the system should not pay for more for you because the system was built on your backs, especially in England. Gosh, and then with some bright one come tell about prison. I think we can give a prison if it's pure white people who are sending it. Forget about reparation. That won't be paid. But forget about slavery, man. Turn a new leaf. We have a good. I understand you people don't have any good prisons, you know. We have a prison deal for you. Now, but I'd like to know which of our leaders would be so stupid as to take that deal. Any one of our leaders that I do not eat him filth before him dead. And there's many of them that happen to, and you don't hear. Many of the leaders them don't hear, eat them filth before them die. Because of what they do to people. Want to treat the most as people like old kitchen rag. But don't wash out and you just fling it aside. It was good, but you finish with it and you throw it away. This is how the oppressor wants to treat you. And this is how he is teaching us to treat each other. Right? Many of our brothers have to be living by the gun. You know, we don't want to. We don't want any of them to come to me or anybody I know to rob them to be surviving by the gun. But it's a reality. And why is it so? Because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. When slavery was around, everybody was working. Done. 100% employment. And as slavery abolished, yeah, no employment not there again. because he now realized that he should share what he has with his workers. Can't afford to do that. And the bigger portion, and he realized that someone would get a bigger portion and bring in another nation to come and benefit from the bigger portion, who he will have to employ and pay. He not give you. You stay in the fields. The one who to be in the office, let me try the Chinese, or let me try the Indians, or send for some poor whites. See? Because the white man is the devil, the Bible speaks of. Esau will have to take the blame squarely for all the atrocities in this world. Continue.
Verse 27. A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day. And a curse if ye will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day, to go after other gods, which ye have not known. Verse 29. And it shall come to pass, when the Lord thy
Go
God...
after other gods that you know, our foreparents never known about Caesar was here. But then read the story about Taki, one the bowlers and them man. They were warriors, true warriors, right? I'm gonna say true warriors means a man who go there and fight the white man. Literally. Kill him if he get the upper hand. You also have they also have them seaman. I think it was one of the bowlers who went to a seaman before he went into battle. And the seaman tell him, say, the only thing going to give him something to protect him, the only thing can defeat him is the white man's magic. Guess what is the white man's magic? The seaman was talking about Christianity. He said, this that I'm doing for you, protect you in battle, the only thing that is going to defeat you is the white man's magic. That white man's magic he was referring to was Christianity. Yeah, and Christianity did defeat us, didn't it? Of course. Tell us to forget about slavery. Forget about slavery so that we can bring you into colonialism. Forget about colonialism so that we can bring you into industrialization. Forget about industrialization so that we can bring you something else they were getting ready to bring you in, you know, and the most I link them with COVID. Yeah, man. Put a cog in the wheel. Everybody's at a standstill now. Don't know what's next. Have to be standing. Yeah. Because this next thing that they're planning, if we go in it, game over. Because it's going to be outright military rule. Which military government topple from inside? Generally topple from outside. Rome collapsed. There was no war, but economically it collapsed. Well, it's this one that they were coming with, economics wouldn't collapse it. Hello, the Western Empire is rich, you know. And I said this before and I say it again. It doesn't take, boy, if you take up $3 trillion and give away, you know, it comes back to you in some way, but you give it away. You understand? To take up three, all right, let's say give away 2, or 1.5, or even 1. A whole heap of money that is a whole lot of money in giveaway and still standing, still rich. These Western empires, they became rich off our backs, right? And they were moving into another phase now. The wealth that they garner was going to propel them into another phase, probably without you, because everything now can be mechanized. Machine can run the cane fields. machine can do everything, so they don't really need you not much now. So the majority of us would have in some way be killed. But the Most High step in. That's why I get COVID. All right, continue.
Verse 29. And it shall come to pass when the Lord thy God hath brought thee in unto the land whither thou goest to possess it, that thou shalt put the blessing upon Mount Gerizim and the curse upon Mount Ebal.
Mm-hmm.
Are they not on the other side Jordan, by the way where the sun goeth down, in the land of the Canaanites, which dwell in the champaign over against Gilgal, beside the plains of Moreh?
Right, so this was where the covenant was made. He's talking about one mountain pronounce the blessing, divide the nation, 12 tribes, divide 6. One side pronouncing the blessing, the other side pronouncing the curse. We went into a covenant with the Most High, not by sitting around a table and making a deal. This was how we did it. Blood was shed, sacrifices were made on altar, prayers were made. It was a deal signed in blood. And it was a deal signed to eternity. So we are not wired like them other races. You don't keep the laws, you're not going to prosper. You could have gathered how much wealth, you ain't going to prosper. And if you notice, those of our people that becomes successfully financially always have ill health. True or false? Why? Why you can't enjoy both worlds? And it is promised to you to enjoy financial success and health, good health, so that you live to see your children mature before you pass on. That's a promise the Most High have for us. But no, we have to look across the fence. It's just like most of we run into America to work. When if you study the history of Jamaica, Jamaica was more important to the British Empire than the Americans, than America. You know that?
Yeah.
Jamaica was the jewel in the British crown. So because of that, nobody ever wanted to go America. People used to want to go England. But that set of whites or that set of Jews find a way to attract us. All the cities that are the money makers. Is that all the cities in America is money maker? And you know that the cities in America that are the money makers is where the black majority is. And you know that where the black majority is, black people have no talk. So you work to build the empire while you get nothing. You get a salary, the landlord take it back. Yeah, man. The wickedest thing on people over there is the rent. Yeah, man, the rent high.
Land devil.
Land devils. These land devils take it back. Yeah. When you look, dollar for dollar, but dollar ratio is what they use to attract our people. The dollar ratio that you pay for rent over there, what, something like 100,000 Jamaican dollar. No, you know what size house you can rent out here for $100,000. If you can afford $100,000 rent in Jamaica, you know how big you live in. You'll be renting somewhere like maybe what they call the place, Devon House. Probably renting somewhere like Devon House. But you pay that price for a 1-bedroom apartment or a studio flat in the States. So when what they call economics is really a way that they study to corner someone. That is the economics, you know. How can he can meet? How can we con these black people and build some more wealth from them? Well, one of the ways the judicial system, imprison more of them. Yeah. There was one state they said wasn't doing so well, or a city wasn't doing so well until them build one private prison and start to take in prisoners who the government, the federal government, pay them to keep. And then they start to make money. And of course, 80% of those prisoners are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, are the children of Israel. Because the white man is the devil, the Bible speaks. And until we're able to look beyond what meets the eye, we will not understand. We are going to believe that the black man you see in front of you, him is the evil, when he's not. You have to look past him to see the true evil that is actually driving him to doing the things that he is doing. Right? That's not to say if him come to eat your food as we would put it, you're going to, oh my brother, the white man is driving you to do this. No, run left him. You get the upper hand, conk him in the head and conk some sense in him too. Right? So don't be a fool. But the white man is the devil, the Bible speaks of. You have to understand that. Continue.
Verse 31. For ye shall pass over Jordan to go in to possess the land which the Lord your God giveth you, and ye shall possess it and dwell therein. And ye shall observe to do all the statutes and judgments which I set before you this day.
Exactly. Go to 12 now.
Chapter 12?
Yep.
Deuteronomy chapter 12, and verse 1. These are the statutes and judgments which ye shall observe to do in the land which the Lord God of thy fathers giveth thee to possess it all the days that he live upon the earth. Ye shall utterly
all the what?
Days that he lived upon the earth.
So those lands were given to us in perpetuity, meaning what? Just like the song that never ends, forever. But it comes with a condition. Just like somebody can rent you a place, and say, well, as long as you pay your rent, you will always have it, because I don't really have no plans for this place. You understand me? So you stop paying the rent, you get notice. You don't get notice because you want it. You get notice because you don't pay your rent. If you pay your rent, you will always have it. You get me? Well, it's the same thing with me and the Most High. He gave us that land, we would still have it if we were doing what we were supposed, or end of the bargain, which is keeping his law, statutes, and commandment. And because we weren't keeping it, what happened? We get kicked out. We got the boots. Oh, better yet, we got noticed. I will come after. What they call it, like eviction. We got evicted. As a matter of fact, every prophet that is sent to warn us is noticed that we get it. And we keep on not doing it. So we got evicted. You understand? You read all the books of the prophets. It's the Most High sending the prophet to tell us something. Tell us something. Tell us something. Warn us. We don't continue warn you. Enough notice now, man. Eviction time. Then they send the Roman army to evict you. And we have to go and hide among some people who have the same skin color like we, who we call Africans. So much so that today we believe that we're African. but we are not. We are Israelites. Jerusalem is our home. And then it's just smart now and put some white man down there now saying, you won't claim it. You're going to claim Africa. But the African, oh, Mombasa there with him spear waiting for you. Go claim it. And the Most High ain't going to fight for Africa for you. He will fight for Jerusalem for you. Continue.
Verse 2. Ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods, upon the high mountains, and upon the hills, and under every green tree.
No, I like that part, because every Christmas tree, even when it's plastic, what color is that? Green. Yeah, man, Nimrod style. That's where it comes. That's what I'm talking about now. When it's under every green tree. Yeah. Continue.
Verse 3. And ye shall overthrow their altars, and break their pillars, and burn their groves with fire. And ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods, and you destroy the names of them out of that place. Ye shall not do so unto the Lord your God, but unto the place which the Lord your God shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even unto his habitation shall you seek, and thither thou shalt come.
Right. And we know that that place is Jerusalem. That is why every time we pray, we turn our face to the east, because that's where Jerusalem is. Talk about Africa in the east. Which Africa? Jerusalem. That's where the Most High has dwelt before. That's where the Most High dwelt. That's where he blessed us. That's where he had blessed us. That's where he'll bless us again. That's where he's going to put his holy, heavenly city. Continue.
And thither ye shall bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithes, and leave offerings of and heave offerings of your hand, and your vows and your freewill offerings, and the firstlings of your herds and of your flocks, and there ye shall eat before the Lord your God, and ye shall rejoice in all that ye put your hand unto, ye and your households, wherein the Lord thy God hath blessed thee.
All right, so let's say, and there ye shall eat before the Lord your God. What is he talking about? The holy days. They were celebrated right there in Jerusalem. So there you shall eat before the Lord your God. What time do we eat before the Lord? Before the Most High? Holy days. Right. Continue.
Verse 8, ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. For ye are not as yet come to the rest and to the inheritance which the Lord your God giveth you. But when ye go over to Jordan, and dwell in the land which the Lord your God giveth you to inherit, and when he giveth you rest from all your enemies round about, so that ye dwell in safety, then there shall be a place which the Lord your God shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither shall ye bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings and your sacrifices, your tithes and the heave offerings of your hand, and all your choice vows which ye vow unto the Lord.
All right, so right there in Jerusalem is where you would have taken it. Why? Because that's where the priesthood that was established from Aaron's sons, that's where they would have been. And we can say that now because we know that's all the way it was before we got evicted. Continue reading.
And ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God, ye and your sons and your daughters, and your men servants and your maid servants.
All right. So, which poor man have men servant and maid servant?
No.
So, we were given our blessing included wealth. So, I say, Isa make you feel like make you feel guilty if you try to gain some wealth. Don't like you're not serving God. Yeah, you're serving God. You just want to have those laws, statutes, and commandments. Let it be as frontlets. Yeah, and the Christian out there, but Christ died for this. Christ himself tell us that he come not to abolish the laws. He only come to fulfill it. And he tell us to take up your cross and follow him. Just like he did, do likewise. Go ye now and be perfect, as the Father is heaven is perfect. Everything Christ said and did was pointing towards us doing and following the laws. Continue.
And the Levite that is within your gates, for as much as he hath no part or nor inheritance with you, take heed to thyself, that thou offer not thy burnt offerings in every place that thou seest, but in the place which the Lord shall choose in one of thy tribes, there thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, and there thou shalt do all that I command thee. Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates, whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God, which he hath given thee. The unclean and the clean may eat thereof, as of the roebuck and as of the hart.
Right, so all that he is telling you is to be, all this. This is what, in other words, he's telling them that all these things that you're doing into this temple, that we have to be moving around, moving around. When that time come, and so many years after, because we didn't get that temple until who built it? King Solomon. Years after that, you know, after Samson, after Gideon, after all the judges that judge over Israel, after you name them, all the way down to King Solomon. After Saul, sorry, yeah, Samuel, after Saul too, all the way to King Solomon. Continue reading.
Only ye shall not eat the blood, ye shall pour it upon the earth as water. Thou mayest not eat within thy gates a tithe of thy corn, or of thy wine, or of thy oil, or the firstings of thy herds, or of thy flock, nor any of thy vows which thou vowest, nor thy freewill offerings, or heave offering of thine hand, but thou must eat them before the Lord thy God in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose, thou and thy son and thy daughter, and thy manservant and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God in all that thou puttest thine hands unto. Take heed to thyself that thou forsake not the Levite as long as thou livest upon the earth. When the Lord thy God shall enlarge thy border, as he hath promised thee, and thou shalt say, I will eat flesh, because thy soul longeth to eat flesh, thou mayest eat flesh, whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. If the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to put thy name there be too far from thee, Then thou shalt kill of thy herd and thy flock, which the Lord hath given thee, as I have commanded thee, and thou eat in thy days whatsoever thy soul lusteth after.
All right, so if I can't make it to Jerusalem for these high holidays, because of the journey, even though you have to make it for the Passover, but for them other high holidays, it's too far. Keep it at home. So you provide the food within your gates. Invite your neighbor, invite the poor of your people, and say, come. Today is so and so day. You know, like Christmas Day out there, so them kill a goat. That's the thing we should be doing for our high holidays. But we're doing it for Esau's holidays. We're not doing it for our holiday that the Most High. But give thanks to the Most High right here in the truth. Under Commandment GEN.YAHANNA, we have started that again. And we have been rehearsing our holy rites. Right? All right, verse what there now?
Verse 22. Even as the roebuck and the hart is eaten, so thou shalt eat them. The unclean and the clean shall eat of them alike. Only be sure that thou eat not the blood, for the blood is the life, and thou mayest not eat the life with the flesh. Thou shalt not eat it, thou shalt pour it upon the earth as water.
Right, so as Israelite, you're not supposed to eat blood. But the other nation take your law and say, don't eat blood, kill the animal, make it drain out and all that. But that's not what it's talking about. You can't take out all the blood out of the flesh. So some is going to come. He's talking about you had religions and rites where bloodletting and blood drinking is a part of it. Just like in the church, them drink communion. You had religions which they drink the blood. Most I don't want us doing those things. And he's telling you why. Continue.
Thou shalt not eat it, that it may well with thee, may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, when thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of the Lord. Verse 26. Only thy holy things which thou hast, and thy vows, thou shalt take, and go unto the place which the Lord shall choose. And thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, the flesh and the blood, upon the altar of the Lord thy God. And the blood of thy sacrifices shall be poured out upon the altar of the Lord thy God, and thou shalt eat the flesh. Observe and hear all these words which I command thee, that it may be well with thee.
And by saying that it may be well with thee, he means what?
It may be well with thee.
Exactly, meaning, is it well with us now?
No.
What would make it well with us?
Being obedience to the Most High.
No, man. What condition would we be in?
Condition?
Yeah.
We would have been in a heavenly condition.
Right. So if we could be the ones who are owning the bright lights in the city and the big places and all in the temple and so on, then it will be well with us, don't? So basically that's what the Most High is telling you. You do these things, it will be well with us. You are the ones who are going to own the big pretty places in the city. You are the ones who are going to have the big pretty fields. These huge fields that you are able to feed the people. When those happen, then you can say it is well with you. And how we get it well with us? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandment, and knowing that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Continue.
And with thy children after thee forever, when thou doest that which is good and right in the sight of the Lord thy God. When the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods?
Yeah, it's just like
So,
somebody ask you, what thing you call crab? How you cook that? You inquiring after how you eat unclean food. Next thing you know, you got try it. It's the same thing, you know. So I said, don't even inquire how these nations, how they serve them, how they used to serve them, God. You go and you see this big, pretty statue. Because trust me, you know, these idols pretty, you know. The gold, different colors, precious stones and things. And they go and burn the incense and bow before it. So you go now and you get these big, pretty idols and you say, so how they worship this? And then they tell us, all right, you know, when we do like this, all it like so. And then we do like this and we bow. And you go down and you take it. Oh, like so and you bow. That's where it begins. And then they ask us, so what happened? And I said, well, you know, when we do this, like no rain, no fall, and we do this within a week or so, normal it's rain. He said, oh. And then you know, have your field, you have your crop in the field, and 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you know, rain. And then you remember that even they tell you, another coolie man, another Chinese man in tell us, you go and bow to the Buddha statue and burn the incense and ask for rain. You get it? And you go try it, not knowing that the Most I had planned to give you rain 2 days after you would try it. So you go and you would try it now and you see rain come and say, oh, it works. Next thing you know, you are in idolatry. And you go and teach it to your children. And say, listen, you got Jerusalem in the boat. So this. And that was how idolatry came into us, come unto us. We were going to the temple, and in our little private areas, that one little secret chamber we go worship other God. That's why the Most I say, He can see what others don't see. Yes, many of us were doing it in Jerusalem. Continue reading.
Verse 31. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God. For every abomination to the Lord which he hateth have they done unto their gods. For even their sons and their daughters they have burned in the fire to their gods. Verse
So
32.
you see, this thing about passing a son through the fire. And we were wondering, what it mean? Yeah, they actually burn the picnic, crucify him, or sacrifice the picnic, the baby, the little one. And say, well, it is for the good of the family, sacrificing this child. But the Most High says, no, don't do it. Yes, go on.
What? Verse 32. What things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it.
Exactly. Don't add anything to it. And don't take away from it. Same thing comes right back in Christ's time. When he said, to we that, no, Revelation, to we that add to this, the Most High shall add the plagues in this book, and those who take away shall take away the part from, his part from the book of life. That was written from before we even get the land. Don't add or take away. All right, that is Deuteronomy. Give me Matthew 5 and 48.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 48. Be therefore perfect.
Who is speaking? Christ is speaking in Matthew 5 and
48.
48. And Christ says what?
Be therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Matthew 5. All right, so Christ says that we should be perfect, even as God is heaven is perfect. So don't let no man tell you about you can't be perfect. You're commanded by Christ to be perfect. So perfection doesn't come by what you think. Perfection comes by the laws that the Most High gave us. So when Christ said, be therefore perfect, he read out, if you read all of this chapter, he tell you the things that you should do. And none of them is outside the laws. All of them that he tell you to do was already a part of the law. We go to Matthew 19 and 17 again.
Matthew 19 verse 17.
Come.
Matthew chapter 19 and verse 17. And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God.
All right, so Christ was speaking to somebody who said, good master. And Christ said, why are... So this debunks the Christian saying that Christ is God. Christ said, don't call me good. There's only one good, and that's all.
God.
God, Christ himself told that. So only God good enough. Don't call. Why are you calling me good? There's none good but one. That is God. But
if thou wilt enter into life.
Meaning that if you want long life, you want life where you are able to get wealth and have health. Both goes hand in hand. What should you do?
Keep the commandments.
Keep the commandments so that it can be well with you. And this is Christ speaking. So how they say the commandments not in effect. And Christ here telling you to keep the commandments if you want to enter into life. Huh?
Right.
Psalm 5. All right, questions? Any questions? And about this topic or some other thing? All right, and with that we say a margin, which means to stand. The Lord's Prayer in ancient Hebrew and in English. How about here's the East? Awanawa. Shabashamaya. Kodash. Haya. Shankar. Yahweh. Malakwatna. Taba. Ratazaka. Haya. Aisha. Barataza. Kaw. Haya. Washamaya. Nathan. Lanawa. Lakam. Kan. Yawam. Wasalak Lanawa. Kawabwat now. Kasalat now. Kawabwat ya now. Walaha. Tabayana. Vanasayawa. Abba. Awashai now. Maya. Rai. Kai. Laka. Amalakwat. Wahala. Watapara. Laiwa Lamyam. Amen. What we just said, let's now say it in English. Our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done in earth
Thy will be done in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Give us this day our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
for deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, one courteous salute to the teacher. Majum Shabbat, Majum Barak, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Barakatam. Courteous salute to the female, turn to face the female. Majum Shabbat, Majum Barak, Yahweh Shammai Latan Basham Yahweh.
Yahweh Shema Ilatan Basham Yahweh.
With that class, this is.